It's Bruins Benders postgame presented by the Inside the Rink Podcast Network through InsideTheRink.com on the ITR YouTube channel. Subscribe now and hit the thumbs up, if you will. Comment section, again, doesn't let us down. Bruins banter later on in the show presented by Evolve ABA. We have 3 ups and 3 downs, more downs than ups. Tell us your sips. If you're not drinking, then I don't know how you're getting through this. Bruins lose 3-2 to the Utah Mammoth, 4th loss in a row. They lose all 3 on the trip. And how about this? They have a power play in the 3rd period in all 4 games, all 4 losses they've had, and they lose all 4 games.
Not very good all around. I thought early on, especially the defensive structure was non-existent. Like, that's still a big problem, it seems like. In their own zone, they're giving up too many chances. Teams are skating around them fairly easily, it seems. But Korpisalo was, kept them in it. They got great goaltending. And there's going to be nights like this, I think, where they get great goaltending that keeps them in games and they hang around, but they just can't get over the hump because, as we've said 4 million times, and we'll say it 4 million more over the course of this season, they don't have enough offensive talent. They don't. They have a 2-on-1 late in the game. Tanner telegraphs a pass. Fraser Minton, can't catch the pass. Probably would have had an open net, it looked like. And they don't even get a shot off. That's...
Yeah. He telegraphed that from the get-go.
So, if you have a guy out there who scored 7 goals last year and you gave a 5-year contract to, like, what are you expecting to happen? That's not, David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand or Patrice Bergeron or even Michael Ryder. Mm-hmm. Like, those guys, he was a 3rd-line player for you when you were good, Michael Ryder. Mm-hmm. Michael Ryder buries that.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Side high, and the Bruins take a lead or tie it up, whatever the case may be at the time.
Sure does.
They just don't have the talent. They're offensively challenged. They will be all year. I mean, they're hanging in games and they're fighting for the most part, with the game in Colorado as an exception. Which, good for them. That's how they need to play. They need to fight. They need to scrap. They need to have piss and vinegar. They need all those things because they don't have any fucking talent. So they got to find some way to win. And it's great goaltending and it's greasy goals. And they're getting too fucking cute. They're trying to get too cute. Pastrnak early in the game, I thought same type of thing with bad decision making with the puck. Like, before he scored, he was just doing dumb shit again. Like another behind the back pass on the wall when he could have gone to the point easily for possession. There was another play on the power play where he could have gone to McAvoy easily for possession, tries to shoot, gets, blocked in front and cleared. Like, just they're not making the easy play. And this team, of all the teams that the Bruins have had, need to make the easy play because they can't make difficult plays. Because they don't have enough fucking talent to make difficult plays. So they got to make the easy play. They got to make the high percentage play. They got to make the easy play. And they got to grind games out. And until they get that through their heads and they realize that they're a grinding fucking, piss and vinegar, greasy goal team, until they figure that shit out, it's going to be a lot more like this, where they kind of do dumb shit and then it bites them in the ass and they lose.
It tells me that Pastrnak doesn't have a lot of confidence in who he's playing with. I mean, he's trying to be more creative. He's trying to do his own thing again, trying to create. Now he's talented enough to score 2 goals, but the rest of the team. I mean, Morgan Geekie, what on earth? I mean, it looks like the puck is a absolute hand grenade when he gets it every single time now. He can't complete a pass. He can't catch a pass. He can't do much of it. He's not ready to shoot. When did he stop shooting? Like there was times tonight where he passed up shots to try to pass it to somebody else. That's not his game. Shoot the puck.
Yeah.
Like shoot it on net.
I wonder if he's feeling the pressure of his contract a little bit.
I think he probably is. Like I think he probably is.
And trying to justify that thing.
I whenever you give someone a contract of any sort, you always worry about how it affects them. Like he's playing really hard. He's trying really hard. I'm not saying that he's just mailing it in, but he's not the same player. And I think it's probably because once you get past 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, you haven't scored. That's what they're paying you to do. Yeah. And you haven't done it. Now it starts to get into your head. And I think he needs to sit a game. You know, they've been rotating some guys through. I think that now Middlestat goes back in, and I think you got to sit Geekie next game because I think he needs to watch from the 9th floor and just regroup. Because right now he's not offering much at all.
It worked for him last year. He sat and came back great. So I think it's not a bad thing because I think he is. I think he's kind of gripping the stick too tight. I think he's worried about producing, and he's not doing it. And I think it's affecting him. So, yeah, I think he needs to relax and play. And I think the best way to relax is to get a reset in the press box, have a little popcorn, and watch from up high and get a different perspective and then come back in and hopefully he, can regain that form he had last year.
They have that power play with about 5 minutes left or so, 4 or 5 minutes left. And I texted you guys, I said, there's no fucking way they're going to score on this.
No.
And it started out like hell, like all the other ones. Where they couldn't enter the zone, turning it over. And then Zacha makes a pass after the power play is over. He makes a pass with about a minute left to the center of the ice to a guy who's in motion, like has space, and completely sends it 5 feet in front of him. Like, it's just, what are you doing? It's just, and I thought Zacha actually played pretty well. I thought he got the message, and he made that great tip pass.
Oh, yeah.
To Pastrnak. And I thought Zacha actually played much better, with much more kind of focus and purpose. But man, like, we've said it a million times. They're the worst passing team that I've seen the Bruins have in a long time. Started last year and it's continuing on this year. It's because they don't have great center play. They have a bunch of defensive forwards, defensive centermen, bunch of 4th and 3rd line guys. That goes on a 2-on-1. He's on their 3rd line. He's a 4th line player. And he's trying to make a pass to Minton, and the defenseman is clearly knowing the pass is coming. Just fire that short side, see if it goes in, put it on net. Far side, maybe Minton gets a rebound.
Yeah.
But he has there's no playmaking skill there. And that's where it bites you. In a big moment. And then
that's the difference between Bruins forwards and other teams forwards right now.
Yeah.
It's like clear as day.
Yeah.
They just don't have, the ability to keep up with other teams. And they'll be able to hang in games like they did tonight. Like they played hard tonight. Korpisalo was really good tonight. But they just, it's going to be a struggle for them because they just don't have the talent that other teams do.
Before we get to the Benders banter, Andrew Pedro says, is anyone else tired of Jaffe and Razor? They talk about this team like it's not that bad. That's what they're paid to do. Like they're paid to be, they're Nesson guys. The Bruins own Nesson, or the Red Sox own Nesson, but the Bruins, broadcast the games on Nesson. They're kind of indirectly Bruins employees.
Yeah.
I mean? Like they can't just rip them like us. Like they can't do that.
No, that's why you should come here for real analysis, because we'll tell you what actually happened in the game. We don't have to sugarcoat it. They don't like us.
No, we're not going to get credentials, and we don't. It doesn't matter.
They don't like us, but we'll give it to you straight. You'll get the honest truth here. Good, bad, or indifferent, and so you should come here instead of listening to Billy and Jaffe and Billy and Razor, because they have to pump up.
They do.
The Bruins. Same with Brick. Brick was saying, if the Bruins played tonight like they did, played like they did tonight in the last 2 games, then they wouldn't have been 0-3 on the trip. Now, I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that.
Right.
But They have to say stuff like that to keep people interested and keep people watching NESN, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
$1 million a fucking day for the NESN 360 thing. So they got to keep coming back to that thing because it's ridiculous.
So many episodes of Dining Playbook you can go to on demand or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Like it's just, the power play. They haven't gotten this power play thing right for a while. What ever since Bergeron left the bumper and you had Bergeron and Pastrnak on the left wing, like that worked for a while.
Yeah.
But since then, they just haven't been able to figure the thing out.
It's the player's fault.
Yes. Players aren't good enough.
It is the player's fault. It is 100% the player's fault. Like the coach drawing up the zone entries and stuff, like those work. When they do it the right way, it works. They get the puck in, but then it's a player making a stupid decision with the puck. Backhand pass to no one. Backhand pass down the wall to the other team. Shooting into somebody's fucking shin pads. That's all player problems. They're not moving the puck quick enough. That's another player issue. They get it in the spot and fucking fiddle and diddle with it, as the great Bob Wilson used to say.
Right.
Stop fucking screwing around with the puck and move it. Like tonight, they made like 3 or 4 passes in a row. They're zipping it around. It gets down to Elias Lindholm in the left wing corner, and he holds it. And the guy closes on him, pokes it off his stick, and clears it. Because he's just standing there, stick handling the puck for no fucking reason.
Yeah. What are you waiting for? Yeah.
And
what are you waiting for?
The times they actually succeeded tonight, the puck got back to McAvoy, and he was shot ready. They had a slap shot for a one-timer. They collect the puck, get it back up high. He shoots again, a tip pass by Zacha to Pastrnak, and they score. When he's ready to shoot and when they move it quick, it can be successful. And they have pretty good players, but they don't do that. And it's not, I'm sure, because I've heard Brick say it, I've heard Jaffe say it, the power play coaches are telling them to move it quicker, but they just don't do it.
They don't do it.
So the question is, do you take those guys off the fucking power play?
Yeah. Why not?
He hire you out there at the right point tonight, stick handle. Like, why is he on the fucking power play?
At one point, he didn't keep the puck in. Like it came back to him. And he doesn't
forward out there. I don't want to see his ass on the fucking power play.
I don't want to see Joki Harju. Tell me what Joki Harju does well.
Nothing.
Zero.
I'll tell you what he does well. He fucking beaver taps with the fucking best of them.
I want it, Pasta.
Beaver tapping. David Pastrnak, you asshole, with 1 power play goal in your entire life. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, dude. You shouldn't even be on the team. Can't defend, can't play offense, can't pass the puck, gets bowled over in his own zone. He is a traffic cone with a weird last name. That's what he brings to the table. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know what he is. He's not anything at all. He doesn't have much size. He doesn't hit. He doesn't offer you anything offensively. He gets just spun around. He gets bumped off the puck. I'm not sure what his whole purpose is, to be honest. And that's a glaring right shot D is a glaring need for this team. Like they've got Peeke in his last year, and after McAvoy, like there's really nothing there. And Joki Harju isn't enough. They need either a bigger defensive guy or they need a guy who can really push some offense. But they have neither in him. Like he's neither.
And they signed him for 3 years because
3 years. 3 years. Yeah. This is what I don't get. Okay. They signed him for 3. I think Corrali for 2, Jeannot for 5, Kastelic for 3. Like tell me where this team gets better. Like tell me if you're going with these guys for length, like to me, it should be guys on 1-year deals while the young guys or while you wait to see if you can hit on something else or whatever. Like it should be very temporary. A lot of these positions, very temporary.
The bottom
it's not.
Their entire bottom 6 should be temporary.
Yes.
And that third pair D, I mean, unless you're really happy with what you have, and I think they are on the left-hand side. I think they like Lohrei, certainly. because he plays all the time, even though he's had defensive struggles. They like Hampus Lindholm a lot, and they like Zadorov.
Yeah.
Which is great. But that third line right D spot, like there was no reason to give Joorgi Harju a 3-year deal.
None. Zero.
None reason.
Nope.
Because he doesn't, like you said, he doesn't add anything really offensively, and he's not good defensively. So what kind of value does that give you in that spot? Other than he played with Zadorov and they seem to have a little bit of chemistry. Not that manifested itself in any way that was beneficial to the fucking team.
No. I honestly, I don't know if any other team would have offered him that. Like, what other team is saying to Joorgi Harju, like, we'll give you 3 years? Like, what other team would?
Sweeney, I mean, he
outbids himself.
He might be the best GM in the league at bidding against himself.
Yes. It's almost like he wants to give so that he doesn't have to deal with negotiations. Like, he doesn't have to deal with, like, I want you, so we're going to pay you and give you term and whatever. Like, we want you. Elias Lindholm, we want you bad. So here's 7.75 over 7 fucking years. Like, seriously? Watching Elias Lindholm tonight, I'm like, this guy is like a $4 million player right now. Like, this guy is not, he's half the money he's making right now. He's a third line player, like you said. Like, and you said that when they were going to sign him. You said it on this program. You said that you're getting the 40-point guy and not the 80-point guy. You said that. And this is what we're getting. This is what they're getting.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like the player. I said that a million times. I like the player. But not at that number and not at that many years. No. He's J.G. Pajot. He's a great third line center. Mm-hmm. If you could have him as your third line center and you had two guys at the 1C and the 2C that were better than him, then you have a pretty good center group. And he's in there winning faceoffs, penalty killing, being a little bit of a pest, chipping in offensively. Like, he's a really good third line center. If you wanted to play him in like a defensive shutdown role against other teams, really good, talent, the other team's first lines, I think you could do that and get away with it. But you're asking him to be a guy that he's not and hasn't been for many years. And I think the Bruins stopped scouting him after they watched him play with Tkachuk and Rowe, and then we're like, yeah, we want Elias Lindholm. If Elias Lindholm ever comes through, we got to go after Elias Lindholm. He's our man. He'll solve all our problems. No, he won't solve all your problems. He's compounding your problems now because you gave him too much fucking years and too much fucking money.
You thought he was Patrice Bergeron 2.0.
Part of the solution. He's part of the problem now because you have an albatross contract for the next fucking 6 years.
And if you can't accumulate points with David Pastrnak next to you, if you can't look good with Pastrnak next to you, then you're really struggling. Like, you really just don't have it. And right now they just don't have a center to speak of that can play with Pastrnak, and he's going to get more and more frustrated. He's going to get more and more frustrated. Yeah. And you're going to see more and more of his, doing it on his own and trying to be creative and turning it over and 1-on-4 play. You're going to see more of it because no one else can do anything. So is that his fault? Yeah, it's probably his fault for doing those things, but it's not his fault that he's been put with this group of fucking misfits. So that's the issue. All right, let's get to Benders Banter, presented by Evolve ABA. Evolve ABA offers consulting services from a board-certified behavior analyst to adult day programs and residences, schools, and even businesses using the principles of applied behavior analysis. Evolve ABA is also pleased to offer staff training in collaboration with parents of children with autism and other special needs wishing to learn more about the science of applied behavior analysis. To learn more about Evolve ABA, call Sean Daly at 774-823-5016 or visit evolveaba.net for more info. All right, to start it, Shaz Diet says he has a huge glass of red wine.
Oh boy.
Adrian comes in. What's that?
Can't go wrong.
The red wine. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice thing that you can sip on all night, and then all of a sudden you're buzzed and you fall asleep.
Sure.
It's kind of an easy way to go to bed. Adrian says sipping early out at the local cocktail bar for dinner. The Minx, you betcha. Rye, pomegranate sage tea, tamarind, agave, lemon, and toasted almond bitters. Jesus,
Sounds like a minx.
that sounds like a minx in every way. Yeah. Who's over Mitts? Take the opportunity, Marat. Odyssey says. What do you think about who's Nadinov tonight?
A really nice play on the 2-on-1, the Pastrnak, little quick, pass back for the goal there. But I mean, getting stripped in your own zone, leading to the game-winning goal, not necessarily great. So,
right.
So, my guess is he'll probably be out next game because of that late game turnover, and Middlestat will be back in. That's my guess.
Yep.
I would like to see him get another game because I think he adds some speed and some energy and he actually knows how to play. I think he makes good plays for the most part. He just didn't see Peterka there sneaking up behind him. So I think he should get another game. I think Middlestat should come back in. And I think Geekie should sit with you there. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Nadinov is going to go back to the ninth floor because of his turnover, even though I think Florida's kind of a speed and a big team. So I think Nadinov kind of fits in there. But who knows? Maybe you'll see fucking VL because it's Florida and they're chippy. I mean,
I know
if we're doing the VL with the last forward, I'm gonna hate this all year long. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna hate it all year long.
The rotation.
Because that one guy is going to make the difference in whether you lose.
It's just just overthinking it. That's just overcoaching and overthinking it. Those guys play 10 minutes.
Your 14th forward is going to make the difference whether or not you beat Florida or Utah or Colorado, because we're going to put Beecher in because it's a speed game. We're going to put Nadinov in because it's a speed and he's got a better chance in the top six, and then we're going to put VL in because they're a heavier team. I can't get behind that all year long. I can't do it. They
play 10 minutes like that. They
play 10 minutes. It's one fourth line guy.
Yeah.
You think putting VL in is going to stop, Bennett, Reinhart, and Marchand from going up and down the ice on your ass? No.
Because they don't even play against them all the time either.
Yeah. So, mean, it's just...
Nope.
I mean, and I'm sure that has something to do with Sweens because he's a Harvard man and he's
he's going to overthink it.
In the room. Sweens! Fucking asshole. Jesus Christ. Can't stand it.
Dan Mater says, can't watch the game today. Going to have to rely on Benders community to keep me posted. You betcha. When did I miss Utah becoming the Mammoth? It's the Mammoth. It's singular.
Yeah. Singular Mammoth.
They are actually a brand new organization, even though they took all the Coyotes players. They're a brand new organization, so all the records begin.
Yeah, last year they were the Utah Hockey Club, and then this year they finally got their mascot, so it is the Utah Mammoth. This is the first year of the Utah Mammoth, second year of Utah as a hockey club.
Yes.
They were previously the Arizona Coyotes.
Right. So all the records begin now with Utah, last year or whatever. Dan Sip is a local energy pre-workout drink called Kamikaze. Fucking great stuff. This one's cream soda flavoring, like an A&W cream soda.
Okay, I could fuck with an A&W.
Yeah, A&W or Ramblin'. Remember Ramblin' root beer? That was some good shit.
Root beer, yeah,
that was great shit.
Nothing like an A&W root beer float. God damn, they're good.
Yes. Oh God, yeah. Odyssey says very winnable game if they get their shit together. Corpy with some big stops. He did make big stops. They've been getting the goaltending, but as you said on X, like, can we stop hanging him out to dry? Like, it's just unbelievable. Some of the saves they made. They should have lost 8-1 yesterday and probably 6-2 tonight. Goaltending's been good.
It has been, and that's been their saving grace because they're like goals, expected goals against is low.
Yeah.
I think they're third to. I think expected goals against. I believe they're third to last in the league, which means the goaltenders are playing out of their fucking ass right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to catch up with you if you keep playing defense this way over the course of a long season. And I think it will catch up with them because the goalies are going to be overtaxed. They're going to be overworked. They're going to be burned out mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And it's going to catch up to them because you can't keep giving up 2-on-1s and high danger chances in the slot, turning the puck over. Like, who was it, Clayton Keller or Logan Cooley, like by himself in front of the.
Yeah, it was Keller.
Keller.
And he lost it off his stick.
Yeah, like by himself in front of the net, with no defenseman in the picture.
Anywhere near him.
No.
Yeah.
So I just, it's going to catch up to them if they keep playing like this defensively. And that's why I was saying early in the game, I think their defensive structure really needs some work. Like they need some practice time. They need to get back to the whiteboard. They need some film study. They need something to iron that thing out some. Because right now, they're not playing the system the right way.
Well, that's a good point. Like the road trip and the condensed schedule hurts a team like the Bruins because they need practice time.
Yeah.
And they don't get a ton of it when you have condensed schedule. So you're going to see it throughout the course of this first month or two, like no practice today, optional skate, no practice today. And that doesn't help them at all. So this is a tough stretch for them. Playing every other day, essentially, or 3 out of 4 days is a tough one for this type of team. So that is a good point. Like they can't get the thing fixed in practice. So that's an issue. And as Shaz Diet says, I'm not sure there's a team in the NHL that loves kicking themselves in the dick more than the Bruins.
No, there really isn't.
No,
it really isn't.
They do. They score a goal, they take a penalty. They score a goal, they give up another one. It's just insanity. They turn it over in the transition. It's the transition from turnovers, like just outside the blue line and that type of stuff.
Or at their own zone. In their own
zone. And they quick transition. And now you're scrambling. Now you're like, who's got who? And, you're leaving guys in the back door. And, it's just like, it's not good hockey. And you have to be
warning.
No. It's, the defensive structure. And when you rely on defensive structure, this is why teams don't win that way. Because you have to play so perfectly all the time, and you're playing very talented rosters when it comes to like the good teams or the playoffs, dare I say. Like they're so talented that you can't rely on just we're defensive structure, goaltending, and we hope to kick a couple in. It just doesn't have any legs. Eventually you break down. And that's why it doesn't work. I mean, it sounds great in the offseason. Yeah, we're going to be piss and vinegar and defensive structure, and we're going to win. We're going to score by committee. And what committee was with Pastrnak tonight? Like, there was no committee there. It was Pastrnak. So, this is why it doesn't work. And this is why I don't think they're making the playoffs. This is why I didn't think they're making the playoffs when they were 3-0. Yeah. Because they hadn't really played anybody. And now they go on this trip. They lose all the games. They play in Florida, Anaheim, an improved Anaheim team, and Colorado this week. They could lose 3 more.
They probably will.
Yeah. So now you're at 3-7, and now you're chasing it hard. Yoki Haru is so fucking lost, says Odysseys. A couple, if not more, goals against are on him in as many games. He got that. There was that pick play where he got picked, whatever.
Yeah.
But my question was, why the fuck is he at the blue line? It's 4-4, and he's at the blue line.
Well, they were going man on.
They had a man on man. Okay.
It was 4-4, so they were going man on 4-4. Okay. So, it should have been interference. It should have been. Yeah, because he was picked and it freed him up for a 2-on-1. I mean, It was a good play by them because they got away with it, gave themselves a 2-on-1 and capitalized. So, I guess if Yoki Haru isn't puck watching though and is seeing the rest of what's going on there, he might be able to avoid that pick. There's that piece of it.
Yeah.
Or if he's not as high up in the defensive zone, if he's giving him a little bit more of a cushion, there's another thing that he could have done better, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
you're right.
There was different ways he probably could have played that so that he didn't get picked off, but he did. And, ended up in that.
Bricktop says, what a chaotic game. All that structure and pace from the first few games is long gone. Very true.
Yeah.
And the power play is horrific. Bizarre, too, seeing how the penalty kill is really good. They fixed the penalty kill, it seems, to a point. but the power play is still a problem. And here's a question I'd love the media to ask now of Sturm. How's the buy-in now? Like after the 3 games, you said, boy, this team's really buying in. Tell me what you feel the buy-in is now. Are they starting to not buy in as much? Are they starting to do their own thing? I'd like to hear that question asked.
I would too. I feel like they're getting away from it. I think they've got away from the structure on the trip a little bit. Right. I think they've reverted to some of their. I think you see Zadorov in his own zone, and maybe they've given him the green light to do this. He's running around looking for hits.
Yes,
could be on his side, could be on the opposite side. He laid a hit on the right side by the blue line when he was defending tonight.
I hear you.
That is
that's running around
opposite side of where he should be, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, are they giving him free reign, or is he not buying in? I've heard in the past that the buy-in thing with him has been an issue. He doesn't want to sit back and trap. He wants to be aggressive. He wants to stand up at the blue line, and he wants to kill people. Now, I don't know why the Bruins would sign a player like that if you're playing a zone defensive structure. He can't really play that way.
Right.
And they didn't want other guys that they brought in to play physically. They wanted him to back up if you couldn't get possession of the puck, back up and, trap the neutral zone and stuff. Garnet Hathaway is an example. They neutered that guy when they brought him here.
They did.
Like, don't forecheck and go in and hit. We, don't play on the edge. We don't play that way.
Yeah, it made him useless.
Yeah,
that's how he plays.
Yeah.
So that's why the Joonas thing's the same way.
Are they selling that shit to Joonas? Are they selling that shit to Asimont? Like I want those guys. Like if we're gonna get the piss and vinegar thing, like let's piss and let's have the vinegar. Yeah. Let's do that shit. Like if we're gonna do it, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go down. Like
same thing about Zadorov last year. Like if you're gonna bring him in and let him fucking crush people, and we're gonna lose by 6 goals last year, like let him crush people.
Right.
Maybe they're letting them do it this year. Maybe they're saying go out and fucking hunt and hurt people. No, not hurt people.
I think they it seems to be they are letting him do it because he is doing it a little bit more, it seems. But still, Kastelic, I'm not seeing a lot of that stuff. I thought Kastelic actually played pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I thought so.
He had a fight. He had a really good chance on the left side with a shot on net, and created some chances. I thought he played fairly well. But they don't. First of all, they don't really forecheck extremely hard. They don't get deep. They don't finish the check. They don't do any of that stuff. They kind of sit back and kind of trap the thing and get sticks in the way and stuff like that. So they aren't really like a puck hunting type of team. I think we've said this before. I think they could be that. I think they could try that more, and be more aggressive with that. But
I'd like to see him play that style. I would. Yeah. But I don't think they have. I don't think they have the personnel for it. I think Joonas.
Maybe not now. No.
I think a lot of those guys are too slow to get in on the forecheck, or they're not having dump-ins with purpose. I think they're just rimming it around rather than putting the puck into a position where a guy can go in and affect the defenseman on a forecheck.
Well, they're heavy. They should be leaning on defensemen.
I don't think they're smart about it. I don't think they put it in a spot where they can go in and bang the defenseman. I think they're just firing it in and then, trying to get to wherever the puck is. Like they're not doing it with purpose. They're not putting it into an area. Like if they put it into an area every time, or, this corner that time and this corner another time, and the forward that was coming in on the forecheck knew where it was going to be, he beelines to that area rather than having to see, where's the puck going?
Where's the puck?
I have to go here.
Right.
That's true. So I think the good teams do that. I think the good teams have dump ins with purpose, and then they can get in on the forecheck.
Yeah. Odyssey says always a pinata on the road, hard to play against at home at times. Reality sinking in for fans, for Sturm, for Middlestat, for management. Piss and vinegar. Zach Case, our power play stinks. We literally dumped the puck in and went for a line change on the power play. I saw that. That was incredible. They just dumped it in and were like, oh, fuck, let's just change everybody on the power play. It cost them like 25 seconds.
Yeah.
That was crazy. This team is dog shit. What's that?
No sense of urgency.
No, they just thrown in like it's 5-on-5, and it was crazy. This team is dog shit. Sweeney and Sturm need to go. We already have the Sturm needs to go from Suspect 63. What I've learned on this road trip, Swayman is not an $8.5 million goalie, more like 4.5. You can't let in 10 goals in 2 games. In my opinion, Rask would have stole one of those games. I mean, I thought Swayman actually played pretty well, especially the last couple periods against Colorado.
He did.
And I thought Korpisalo has played well so far this year. I think Korpi's been pretty good for your backup. But there's so many times, like, again, tonight, as well as Colorado, gave up a goal in the first shot of the game. Like 2 nights. Yesterday, it was 2 goals in 2 shots for Colorado. Like, so you're giving up a goal early on the first shot that they take, and it's largely because you turned it over. It's not like a leaky goal. It's a turn it over, put the goalie in a bad spot, and they score. And that's just not. You can't chase the game when you're this team. You just can't chase games.
No, I mean that's the issue. They've been playing from behind the entire road trip. I mean, they had the lead for less than 10 minutes in all of these games, with the exception of tonight. I think they had a lead for just over 10 minutes. But other than that, all these other games, they were playing from behind the entire trip.
Yeah. Geekie says Odyssey says Geekie may have a 3rd year in a row with a slow start. Not an apologist, but seems to be his thing. That's true. He does start slowly typically. Bruins 1970 agrees with us. Our goalies haven't been the problem. Robert Barry can't make a simple pass. Very true. Andrew Paterkin, my wife just in from coffee, knowing game over, asked if the 2 funny guys started post-game stuff yet. Hates the game, but loves your banter. Thank you, Andrew's wife.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew's wife.
Yeah,
Andrew's wife should subscribe to the YouTube on her own.
Yes.
Nothing personal, Andrew, but screw you and get your wife to subscribe as well.
Get her subscribing.
Yeah.
We'll put a little extra funny stuff.
She can comment on her own, Andrew.
Robert Barry, this team is very close to having the bottom fall out. Tonight was a kind of a must win. Again, adversity hits, and that's what I was waiting for. Like, once adversity hits, how is it going to respond? Well, they've lost 4 in a row, 3 of them tight games, and now you lose. You go into Florida, who's lost 4 in a row, and is shorthanded. Marchand just almost killed the guy, and they're pissed off. They're probably going to come in looking to win. They're your nemesis to begin with. They own you to begin with, shorthanded or not. And now you're coming into this game and, prime time and national TV and all that stuff. And Florida's looking to win a game.
Yeah.
So, and you're coming back from a trip, which is usually a scheduled loss to begin with.
Right.
So it's kind of a danger zone time right now.
I think Tuesday night against Florida is going to be an absolute bloodbath.
I think it should be.
I think there's going to be multiple fights. I think there's going to be a lot of penalty minutes. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think we're going to lose, but I think it's going to be a bloodbath. And I think Connor has something to say.
One of the things not being looked at here going into this Florida game is both teams are 0-4 in their last 4 games.
Yeah, both have 4-game losing streaks.
Yeah.
So something's got to give in that one. It should be an entertaining game. Like, you would think that it's going to be chippy and that the Bruins are going to come out and say, okay, we're back home and let's get after it. And then they've got Anaheim and Colorado. So they've got a tough stretch coming up here. Sweens will be gone in May, says Bruins 1970. I don't know, dude. I think he's going to be right through this. I don't think they extend him. I think it's more likely they don't extend him in 3 years or whatever than to be fired right now. I mean, I think that they are obviously have a plan with the draft picks and the development of some sort. I don't know what the fucking plan is, but something. And I think they're going to see it through. I don't think Neely's going anywhere ever. I think he's Harry Sinden 2.0. But I think Sweeney could go if they don't see much improvement, if the development isn't great, if they're not able to add pieces. Like, it can't be like this because Pastrnak will lose his mind.
Yeah, he will. And it's going to happen. If this keeps up, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. But here's a bright spot I saw today. Cooper Simpson, Bruins draft pick, third round draft pick, leads the USHL in scoring with 5 goals and 10 assists.
He does. It's had a great start.
Great start to the year for Cooper.
Yeah. And who else wasn't there? Didn't they have another guy? Oh, Poitras in the OHL, Guelph. He was like one of the greatest, players in Guelph history, and he's in Providence right now. So hopefully Cooper Simpson, like they need one or two like third or fourth round picks to come through and be like impactful players.
Yeah, they need Cooper Simpson to be Braden Point.
They do. They need one of those.
Find a third rounder.
Yes.
Or like Dorofiev with Vegas, who was a second or third rounder. Like they need one of those guys to hit and be not only an NHL player, but an impact NHL player.
Right.
And by all accounts, this last draft was good. Will Moore's had a pretty good year. Hagen's, pretty good. Simpson, obviously pretty good. And then Dean Letourneau's had a pretty good start to the season. Their number one pick the year before has had a pretty good start to the year at BC. So, maybe there's some things there. But, that's a few years away.
But that's there for years away. That's the thing. So how long are you going to go through with this thing? And then Pastrnak's 32 years old.
Right.
Like,
well, that's what I was saying. I think, it's sad to say it, but I think that it's going to be a long road, I think, for them to get back unless they luck out and some of these kids do hit and become impact players. Their current roster, I highly doubt when the Bruins are good again, you will see more than one or two of these guys on the team.
Yes. That's very true. Michigan Mike, the guy at North Dakota is Will Zellers.
Yes.
He's in North Dakota this year. Sean Michael, I'm glad this is happening to shine a big fucking light on Don and Cam. We can only hope this team is dog shit the rest of the year. Fire those pricks and let's do a proper rebuild. Ryan Hall, the amount of puck watching is deplorable. This team is beyond soft. They just giving opposing team the middle of the ice. The piss and vinegar guys they added are the exact opposite. I don't think they talk about piss and vinegar. See, this is where I think the Sweeney Neely thing is not connected. Like Sweeney is more of a let's move the puck, play with pace, that type of thing. And Neely wants to put guys through the boards. And Neely every once in a while gets his way and they add heaviness. But then they try to play a different way than the personnel is. And they did it last year too. Like they bring all these heavy guys in and now we're still trying to play with pace with Montgomery. What are we doing? And I think that they don't practice what they preach. They say, okay, we're going to be piss and vinegar and grind it out and all this stuff, but they don't actually teach playing that way or condone playing that way. And that's where it falls apart.
Yeah. I'm not sure how you can play a piss and vinegar style when you're neutral zone trapping. Like how is that conducive to getting in people's face and putting them through the boards and hitting and causing turnover? Like you're not causing turnovers with hits. You're causing turnovers with stick position in a neutral zone trap. You're not destroying a guy through the boards in a neutral zone trap and causing a turnover. You're getting a stick on a puck and then you're turning it over. So the personnel doesn't, and the style of play doesn't fit the personnel. It doesn't. You're like your Geno's and Asimons of the world aren't neutral zone trappers. They're in on the forecheck, causing, hits to the defense to make them turn it over in the offensive zone. Like it doesn't match up.
Right.
And I think, like you said, I think that's a battle that they fight in the front office all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes someone wins and sometimes, sometimes Neely wins, sometimes Sweeney wins.
I think that's the point.
You end up with a mismatch of rosters and styles. And that's why we've always said that they don't really have a plan. Until those guys get on the same page with the type of roster they want to build, you're going to get the same shit over and over again.
You are. I mean, we're not tough enough, so let's get Zach Ronaldo. We're not heavy enough, so let's get Nick Ritchie. Let's get Nick Foligno. Let's get, some of these other heavier guys.
Yeah, we lost to Florida, so let's get Zadorov.
Right. That's the answer. And it's just like there's no identity. It's just chasing what you think you lost. The reason why you lost is instead of having an actual identity. Florida does that better than anybody. They put pieces in there that fit what they do, and they they teach that certain identity, and those players flourish, like the Greers and the Boquists and the Nosicks. And I mean, they've got so many former Bruins on there, and they all seem to do pretty well. And they get, Evan Rodriguez, and they get these guys, and they play a certain way, and it fits, and they have a purpose. They have a plan. And I don't think the Bruins do. I think it moves around, and I don't think they hit the target. They just willy-nilly the thing, and I don't think it works that way. Robert Barry says Nettie on the third line with Mitten. I'm ready to put Jeannot on the fourth line with Kastelic and Corrali. I'm ready to do that trifecta right there, and keep Jeannot on the fucking fourth line, and don't bring him up to any other line ever. I'm ready to drop him down and stop that Mitten Jeannot thing. It's just not going to work. He's just not a talented enough player for Mitten, and it's not going to bring the best out of Mitten.
No, I'm with you. I think it should be who's Nadinov, Mitten, and Asimon on the third line, and Jeannot on the fourth line with Corrali and Kastelic, and John Beecher can continue to watch.
Whatever. They play 10 minutes. Whatever.
Yeah.
But keep Jeannot off the middle six, please. Fuck's Christ. Bruins should drive home from Utah on a bus, not a plane. It would send a message, says Michigan Mike. Sean Michael, no, we filled all our needs with 10 fucking bottom six centers. We did. Zach Hayes fucking Sweens needs to be fired before anything changes. Andrew Pedro, that's exactly why I can't come here. You guys are the best, and I owe Smitty a Beecher jersey from our bet last season. Okay. Evidently you want to bet. You're getting a Beecher jersey.
Great.
Beach.
Set myself on fire in it, or is that against the rules?
Give him a beach. Give him a white Beecher, and he'll grill with it and stain it with barbecue sauce.
I would rather have a white Bruins jersey with no name on it at all.
Yeah, that's it.
The Beecher jersey.
Yeah, just put the 19, but no name, no name plate. Send a message.
Tell you, when I used
you're
to
a 19 guy.
I'm a 19 guy, but
you are
not him.
You love Stevie Yzerman, so you had the 19.
I was a Stevie Yzerman guy. Yeah, big Stevie Y guy, big 19 guy, but Jesus, Johnny Beach is killing me.
Beach. I feel like puking every time I see McAvoy carrying the puck, turning and dropping it back on the power play, says Hugh Frazier.
That's not his fault.
No.
That's what they're telling him to do. Carry the puck and flip it back to someone else to
try to get a guy with speed, or I don't know.
I mean, he had a really good zone entry when he didn't do it, when he did the whole fake the drop thing, and then and they had a quick little 2-on-1, and then I don't know what happened, but he got killed behind the net. He almost died, I think.
He went down in a heap.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, McAvoy can rush the puck. He actually has done that a few times in his career to success. Like, he's pretty good at rushing the puck, but he just doesn't do it a ton.
No,
but there's been times when he gains the line and makes a play. Like, he can really do it.
He can do it as long as he's not trying to stick handle while he does it.
Yeah, his stick handling is not great.
But when he's starting to stick handle, then he gets into trouble because he's fumbling it, or it's hopping over his stick, or he's whatever it is.
Not great. Sip of the night, Seagram 7 and Coke to go with this shit team, says New Hampshire 77. Taz 24, they may have Pasta's center, but he's at Boston College. Cats and Rats, Florida Panthers Hockey Podcast. Welcome. Looking forward to Tuesday. We are looking forward to Tuesday. I'm hoping it's a Donnybrook. I'm hoping it's just tons of penalties, and
I think
cats and dogs living together.
I think it is. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I really do. I think it's going to be lots of penalty minutes and a hockey game that Florida's going to win ultimately.
I'll tell you what, like Jeannot and Asimont and some of these guys, they don't give a shit about Brad Marchand. I can see Jeannot and Marchand going at it. Like, they're not former teammates. Whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
I could see Jeannot and like a guy like Bennett or Ryan Hart dropping the gloves. I could see that. I could see Kastelic fighting somebody. I could see Zadorov wanting to get at somebody.
Yeah.
They've got some history. I mean, Florida's kicked our ass in the playoffs a couple times. And, defending 2-time cup champions, I feel like the Bruins feel like there's something to prove in that game.
Yeah.
The Bruins should be up for that one.
They should be.
They should be up for that one, even though it's, the first game back off a long road trip. They should be up for that.
It should help their motivation.
It should be an interesting game on Tuesday night.
They should. Jeffrey Tashin says, I don't think anyone should be surprised when 88 requests a trade. Don't forget, he's 29 and isn't even close to getting a ring here. He can also be justified to be worried about 73 wanting out, too.
I mean, we've said that.
We said that, too. I mean, it could happen. A couple years from now.
I think I think if 2-3 years down the road, if the Bruins are in a similar situation to where they are now, they haven't improved at all. I think you could 100% see Pastrnak wanting out. And I think McAvoy could be in the same boat.
Bruins 1970. That's one of the quotes of the year thus far. If you have a team with piss and vinegar, well, then let's piss. Let's piss. If you want to be piss and vinegar, we got to start pissing. Andrew Paterkin says she's heard your message and will do. Thank you, Mrs. Paterkin.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate you.
Victoria Landrum, I have a question. Why is Zadorov the only person on the Bruins that seems to know how to drive the puck into the zone? The drop pass needs to stop. Zadorov can't. I'll tell you, once he gets going, he's like a gazelle on skates.
He is.
Like, he's long strides and big, and like it's kind of scary when he gets going.
I feel like they should let him do that more.
They should just let him zone entry to the thing, run over a guy.
Let him do it and not fucking Yoki Haru. Like,
yeah. Let's see. Get that Beecher jersey that he scored in collector's item, says Bruins 1970.
I mean, it is because what was this? Do we want to do? I don't want to beat up on the guy for crying out loud. I mean, I've done enough. I was gonna say, what's the stat? He's never had more than 10 goals and
never had 10 goals in his life, like including like peewees and midgets.
Well, we don't know that, but since never had more than 10 goals in a season at Michigan, never had more than 10 goals in a season at the National Development Team program, never had more than 10 goals in a season with Providence, never had more than 10 goals in a season at the NHL.
Aren't you Debbie Downer?
He didn't the league before that, whatever it was, the I don't know, the fucking
the USHL fucking
whatever the hell, like any of those,
Grand Prairie Barons or the
South Shore
Jackrabbits or fucking something.
Yeah, he didn't have it there either.
Florida Crocodile Hunters, whatever it is, I don't know, but yeah.
Oh well. All right, let's get the 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah,
let's see. 3 up today. Number 3, I had Kastelic. I thought he played a pretty good game. 2, I had Joonas Korpisalo. I thought he kept them in the game until the very end. And then David Pastrnak, I had at 1 because I thought it was a good response overall by him to score a couple of goals. He talked to Sturm. There was a frank conversation. And I thought him and Zacha both kind of came to play. Did he make mistakes? Yeah. But I think he came to play. So
he did a couple of goals. I thought he was engaged. He had a couple of hits. So I thought he was good overall. Yeah. I still would like him to make some better, easier puck decisions, especially on the power play. I think he tries to force the puck. I think they all try to force the puck a little too much on the power play. So I'd like to see him clean that up a little bit. But I have no problem with his effort and, obviously the production tonight. So 3 down. Number 3, we'll start with the general discipline. A ton of penalties. The penalty kill's been good, thank God. But how long can that last for if you're taking 5-6 penalties a night? Not very long, because like we've said, the goalies are going to be taxed mentally and physically, and then the penalty killers are going to be taxed, and then you have guys sitting for long stretches of time, so they're not the flow of the game. And it's just a trickle down effect that carries out throughout the whole team when you take too many penalties. So the Bruins discipline really needs to improve if they're gonna start winning some games. Number 2, Yoki Haru. I think we've fucking hit that.
Yeah, we've killed that dog.
And then number 1, Geekie. We talked about it earlier. I think he needs a seat. I think he's gripping the stick a little too tight. I think he's probably feeling the pressure of the new contract. I think he's probably trying to justify that. It was Bruins 1970, I think it was, said he tends to start slowly as well. So he's got a lot of things going against him. And I think he could use a seat on the 9th floor and kind of get a different perspective and hopefully come back and be the player that we all want him to be. And the Bruins need him to be.
Yes,
they need
sure.
him to be.
They need him to be really good.
Need him to be the 33 goal scorer. They can't afford for him to not be contributing offensively. They just don't have enough.
They do.
So if he's not going to do it, and it's got to be Pastrnak by himself, they're screwed.
Right.
They're fucked.
100%.
And they have no chance of winning.
That's right. Look ahead, Tuesday night versus Florida. We think it's a bloodbath. What do you think the final score is?
I think it will be, I'm going to say 6-3 Florida.
Okay. I'm going to go with a 5-4 overtime Bruins win in like a classic Pier Sixer. And I'm going to say the pick to click is going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be Geekie who scores in this game.
I love that. Look at you, Mr. Optimism.
Yeah, I'm just going optimistic.
I almost nailed this Utah game.
You almost did. You nailed the Colorado game.
Yeah. Well, Utah had 4-2 with Pastrnak and McAvoy scoring, and Pastrnak got 2. But
and they almost had the empty netter.
Yeah. Almost had an empty
netter. We're going to go song reveal. We'll do that Wednesday night's live episode, 9 p.m. We'll reveal the intro songs. And some of you who have written in and guessed have done a pretty good job. So nice job. All right. Thanks for the comments tonight. Another loss for the Bruins, 4 in a row now. Tuesday night, we'll be back on for post game after Panthers Bruins. Until then, as always, go Bruins.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.